They're great.
Yeah, I love colors.
Too muddy.
Yeah. The power, yeah.
Decadence.
That's some decadence. Yes, so fast forward a few hours of noble small talk, which I imagine for adventurers such as yourselves is incredibly boring, and even Tempus can only keep up with so many things that are outside of his wheelhouse completely.
Like, oh good God, why are we talking about the intricacies of tax evasion?
Gonna fill his for once be able to completely fill his dwarven appetite.
You know, there's certainly enough food here to feed a dragon. There is enough food here to feed a dwarf.
How does the dragon eat? Like, are the dishes so big that she can sort of take a portion?
The dishes around are large size, but she gets special plates. She gets special plates with, she doesn't get any of the plant matter. Hers are all meats, and they're prepared a little different, and you're pretty sure that the meats that she's eating are not all animal.
Alright, sure. And they said there was like a goblin with an apple in his mouth being served.
You know,
like, are we served sentient beings?
There are options for you to pull from dishes that have sentient beings on them if you are into eating that. And some of the people sitting at the table, not all of whom are, you know, human and elf and dwarf and gnome and half-elf. So the hobgoblins and dragonkin, they're into eating that sort of thing. You don't have to, though. You can eat rabbit tongues and boars and, you know, whatever else catches your fancy.
That's more.
Probably Tempus is probably drinking for some reason there's a scorching boil of oil. He's just like, this is wonderful.
Just like looking at something that eerily looks like a human finger in a pie and like, no, that's not.
Eventually someone tells him, you found the Forgeborn blood. They're like, Tempus just puts it out in the glass.
Freshly harvested from the slaves bound in the cellar.
But yes, there are options for those of you with, like, your differing views of morality and ethics for you to eat and still get rather full. The dragon has her special dishes, and she is, well, you've never really seen a dragon eat before, so you're not sure how polite or, like, greedily she's consuming things on the dragon scale. But then again, she looks rather imposing and intimidating, so maybe you shouldn't fuck with her.
Maybe.
I think that'd be a good thing. Let's not fuck with the dragon.
Yes, I will put her properties back on GM mode. I just wanted to give an indication mechanically of how powerful she was for the stats.
Let's just put this down.
If we got surprised and she was alone and we were all prepared.
And a free turn over and above. I'm just going to put this down. We have no weapons.
Not now.
We are surrounded by mercenary, ultra veteran, platinum, super armor maged soldiers, and a dragon.
There are certainly wizards and sorcerers among the guards up there. They probably have evocation.
What we would need is things that target mental defense.
Do we?
Well, you have ruination. The problem is that there's
you can see Fargus going, I do not appreciate this meal. I will
one of
the
high level wizards just frowns with it like 28 mental defense.
You're like, oh god damn it, why is he nearby?
God damn it,
I'd like to think that the plans we are making to kill the owner of this house are actually our casual conversation.
We're gotten so bored. We're adventurers. We know how to speak discreetly, like folding napkins and like
speaking adventure code.
so, in regards to socializing, Chook will rumble out on occasion, either in responding to jokes or engaging in a repartee of her own. But for the most part, she seems content to analyze and scrutinize the people who are sitting at her banquet hall. And her husband is the one who primarily handles like conversation at the head.
Sure imagines that the invitation, though, came from Juke, and that we will have time to talk to her in due time, when this whole eating thing is done with.
That is an acceptable analysis of the situation, for when all of the feasting ends and people have had their bellies like completely bloated from the desserts and the heavy courses of food and beverage. That is when individuals are dismissed. The banquet is concluded, and the nobles are able to carry on about their days, except for, her husband is the one who's handling, like, the dismissing, like, Nelron, and he handles, like, people leaving, and, farewells. And then Chook rumbles, "Except for you." And, like, she points a claw over in the direction of Dwohurim, and, like, there's, like, nobles who are, like, looking around, like, "Is that me?" Like, like, looking, like, "Oh, it's him, okay." And just, like, edging away, like, looking at the dragon, like, "Are you talking? Okay, you're talking. Okay, I'm just gonna..." Noble slowly filtering out of the room.
Sure, we'll I guess just let them leave first.
Yes. It takes quite some time, like 7-8 minutes of like these nobles like slowly sliding on their tables. "I must get that recipe." "Oh yes, you can have it as well. I want that recipe too."
Grim thinks about how great it would be to be able to take some of this leftovers home.
Yes.
That's not really the company where you can do that.
Certainly not all of the food has been consumed, so for whatever reason he gets hungry. Like, surely he could, like, reach out and grab something. The dragon's numerous plates are cleaned, and they've actually
it's
been
a couple of hours to eat. Enough.
As the nobility filters out, some of the mercenaries and guards who are on the second floor, they filter out as well, and soon enough, it is just Chook, laying on her bed of pillows, head slightly lifted, still looking at you as she has been staring the entire time of waiting.
That's uncomfortable, I'd imagine. That's probably the kind of tiger staring down at you hungrily. You're like, I kind of want to move away.
Yeah, it's reasonable to think that she's not hungry.
Yeah. Well, I suppose now we'll go up and bow to the great green dragon. Here will certainly bow.
Everyone, flank Hurim
to the dragon.
"I trust your time here has been a pleasant one, yes?"
Most so. The invitation was a pleasant surprise, and the food was delicious.
Fantastic. I presume it is a surprise, then, to match my own, for when I learned of your presence here, within my city, I wish to have a conversation with you.
And it is an honor and a pleasure to have been invited to have such a conversation.
The large dragon flicks her eyes briefly over everyone who's not Dwohurim, before settling back on Dwohurim. "I will be to the point, for I am not much for wasting time. You have something in which I would be interested, for I have heard of your group's travels, and in exchange I can offer you something, perhaps an item of some kind, or information that you might find valuable in your time here, in the City of the Blue. Specifically, I am keeping a close eye on that monstrous, putrescent copse growing out in the northeastern section of Drakenhall. I suspect it is slowly growing ever closer to the city, infesting the civilized land with the vermin of nature. And that, if it is left unchecked, it will lead to a confrontation between that foolish, aggressive High Druid and the greatest ruler in the Dragon Empire. I hear that you have been there, your group, at least more than once. I want to know everything you know about it.
Nods. Says, well, I have no real objection to tell you. It might take a little while. I'm quite a perceptive personality, if I should say so myself.
I have time, we have food, should you grow weary from the conversation.
Sure. We'll look around for a place to sit down and then...
There are certainly all of the chairs that have been vacated.
Take one and take it over here. Just for the others to do the same if they want to. And he'll begin to tell about the sanctuary, the trees. I mean, he was there sort of as a visitor, you'd say. He wasn't really allowed to see too much, but he'll certainly tell what was there, what he saw there.
She will ask pointed questions for which Dwohurim won't have an answer if only because he hadn't noticed, like whether the trees had moved or shifted between, his first visit and then when she knows the others, visited, again, to, speak with all the ever-living, whether they noticed the trees possibly shifting or growing closer, and quite frankly, you folks weren't fucking paying attention to that, because why the fuck would you be paying attention to that? The quality of the trees, whether you noticed any sort of entrance at all during your time, or whether the trees had to unwrap themselves, what Theral the ever-living was like, and to provide as much of a description about him as you can, along with all of the sights you witnessed there, the magics you felt being issued out of it, as well as your opinions about whether the copse could indeed continue to grow and perhaps encroach upon Dragonhall, forcing a confrontation between the High Druid and the Blue, the greatest ruler in all the Dragon Empire. Except for the Emperor. The Blue's just an Imperial governor.
For that question, the High Druid is very powerful, and she certainly has shown that she's not afraid of confrontations with others. She's kind of, Hurim will say that he, in his experience with dealing with the Druids following her, is that most of them seem very eager to pick fights. Almost the icon is still young and growing in strength. And she's winning a lot of fights, and that seems to be emboldening both her and her people.
The dragon growls.
Yeah.
And after what basically amounts to an interrogation session, couched in polite familiarity,
that recently she has been occupied by whatever is happening in the Iron Sea, which might suggest that the druids here would not attempt to pick more fights immediately. So that is dealt with.
It is good. The Iron Sea does help to fuel the Blue. I do think that Aelor is doing a wonderful job of controlling and channeling its power into serving Dragonhall. But where are my manners? I did not mean for this to come across as impolite. I invited you as guests, and I am interested in assisting you, Dwohurim Harsca, for your similar attitudes. I figure I help you, you might be able to stymie the High Druid's desires somewhere down the line.
I most certainly attempt to. Well, Hurim will then bring up the problem he has with the level of magic he needs to wield to do some of his magical experimentations with magical items, and that he does not currently have access to the basically describing the need he has for the scroll. Why?
Chuk will then offer to provide Dwohurim at no cost a level 9 Speak with Item scroll.
Well, he would most certainly accept such a gracious offer.
Yes. The dragon will actually lift from her bed of pillows and begin stalking through the... Now that you look at it, yeah, these archways and the rooms are probably so vast and high to allow her to comfortably move around. And she will head up to the 3rd floor, with you trailing behind her, and from one of the studies that is heavily warded and protected through magic and mechanical locks, she will retrieve for you a... Wow, to even hold the scroll in your hands is to speak of power surpassing any that Dwohurim has wielded before.
You will also politely attempt to inquire how she has come by this magical power.
It is not unique. I have many tools at my disposal.
All right. Oh, well, you take it and just look at it for a while. Relish the feeling of holding it.
The parchment tingles in your hands.
He can't wait.
You
But he
are
will.
welcome to take as much food as your hands can carry. Otherwise, it will be discarded in a way that you might be able to make better use of.
No, that is a great offer. It's rather exquisite. More so than I'm used to at this point. If you have any further need for my assistance, you are resourceful enough to know where to find us, it seems.
You had to receive the invitation somehow, Dwarf.
Yeah, exactly. You'll bow deeply.
Then I trust you can find your way back to the dining hall. I have affairs with my husband to handle.
Yes, of course. And thank you again for this. Fold the parchment. He bows again, taking a few steps back before he goes to leave.
The dragon's eyes, with their piercing stare, follow each of your backs as you walk out of the door.
Regarding the dining hall, you will unceremoniously pick up a sack, and well, take as much food as his hands can carry.
You look at that not that much has been nibbled from it. Throw it in there.
Leon will be doing the same.
I mean, these pies were alright, compared to the dried meat and salted fish and whatnot we have at home. This is pretty good. So
draw here. We should put some of that in there. That was really good.
Yes, it's fresh meat that hasn't had to worry about being salted enough to preserve it.
Yeah.
Those fruits over there are quite nice, and that over there was quite good. And
let's go for the stuff that can let's plan out the meals here.
Wait, time out. I love how Fargus is all grumpy, pouty, angry, and everyone's like, "Get the food!"
Yep.
Fargus, the city right now, the food prices are stunning. This is a treasure hoard.
Yes, grab what you want.
That is.
You should grab something too.
That is a confirmed realization as well. Food prices are double to triple what normally they would be, out of concerns that the harvest kind of faltered a bit because it started getting so cold.
Well, I mean, is this food gonna last more than 1 day?
Throw salt on it. One of your friends can
put
preserve
it outside
it for sure.
in a box and it'll be frozen.
Yes. There you go. Yes, that is factually correct. You have an ice box.
Yeah, an ice box, sure.
we can use 100 gold and build a freezer room.
Joe, let's grab the temperature food for 100 gold. So I don't.
Let's grab as much food as we can carry. Damn it.
Yeah, sure.
It's a lot of food. I have 3 sacks.
You load yourselves up to maximum encumbrance. Oh.
Basically, now we'll get ambushed.
Fargus is throwing pies and stuff in a bag, just angrily muttering to himself.
The thing is that you won't know necessarily it's food. They'll just see us carrying 3 large sacks.
Oh, the scent emanating from all of you.
Smoked ribs.
Yes, the scent emanating from all of you. You wouldn't be able to disguise that.
We don't need to,
We'll
take all we can carry.
Okay.
If someone is desperate enough to attack us for food, I don't think they're good enough to threaten us. Say that
way. If someone attacks us because we have food, then we'll just give them some food and they can go away. Right?
That's how we recruit. We have smoked ribs. Join us.
Exactly.
It's like the Pied Piper just leading a stream of shitty people.
We can recruit them that way. We have food, just follow us and
Yeah,
can be our guards.
but they're shitty people. They will just take all the food.
I have
and leave
candy,
if they're
get in the van.
Exactly.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, when I put it like that, you go, wait a second.
Are we those people?
Yes.
Oh, we aren't.
No.
People see the wizard asking people to come with him to this mysterious place out in the ruins, bring them with food. I just want the desperate and needy, those that no one would miss.
I have a magic secret room in my basement.
Yeah, let's go look at it. I'm a wizard. You can trust me. Like, I don't think this is a good idea. Yeah, take as much food as we can carry. Let's go home because I have I need to do things.
I need to do things.
Let's pick up our stuff on the way out.
Let's get out of here.
Of magic items and armor.
Yes. You head on out of the opulent manor estate whose lights still glow as you step out into the night, because it is most assuredly night now. And you start doing that time math of how long it's going to take to walk across the ruins. Oh god, it's going to be so late by the time you guys get back. So late.
Let's fantasize about 9th level magic, guys.
You know, on the bright side, when we get hungry and on time back.
What if I'd asked for like a 9th level lightning bolt? Oh my.
You have your pony with you, right? So you're able to like easily put all of the food on him. Okay.
Put all the food on him.
Just wanted to.
I don't wish his sweater too much.
Just wanted to.
You can have an apple as well.
Anyway, you are able to retrieve your equipment. Inspecting it, you'll find that none of it has been taken or fiddled with. It is as you left it.
It would tell us if they'd done something with it.
Yes,
sure.
They surely would have told you if they had done something with it.
I mean, the items.
Yeah, the items would most assuredly tattle. Yes, you're correct about that. Okay, and you begin the very slow, very long. God, why? Why is it so cold?
Cold.
Night. No snow.
The bank just never ended.
For a midnight snack.
It's like, yes. And it's so bad, too, because like it was so comfortably warm in the manor house, and you step out back into the shocking brutality. The cold reality of like this bracing, life-stealing winter.
At least it means that if someone tries to besiege us in our home,
there's
well.
not even any snow to make it pretty. Just it's terrible.
The snow melted at some point.
Well, there's no snow falling to make it pretty.
All right.
Like, there's still so much on the ground. The noisy sounds of crunching as you make your ways off the beautiful roads into the rubbish roads.
Suddenly the beautiful clothes looks like sort of mock clay.
Yes, as if it's some kind of cruel joke. You know, off the distances you can see those like little barrel fires of people gathered around each other for warmth. Really, this extreme temperature is probably a great way to unite people together, because it's kind of like, I don't want to fucking fight right now. Like, this is
then they eat
cold.
that one guy.
Then they eat that one guy. Yes.
Yeah, and then suddenly everyone's a little bit more on edge.
They do that thing that Anakin Skywalker did in Star Wars to survive.
Oh God. I could hide inside that big guy over there.
Yes. It's now late night. You successfully have traversed the entirety of the Drakenhall ruins, finally approaching your isolated building, ever so far away. Looking at it, in the darkness, it is difficult to see with the dim light of the night. It doesn't look like anyone's outside, which, I mean, I don't exactly know how you're keeping guard posts, but I don't really know whether you want to have people standing right outside the door in the hellish winter, which seems almost like an oxymoron, at like midnight. I don't really know how you guys are keeping, like, your whole, like, guard thing. John, stand out there from midnight until midnight. We need you for 24-hour shifts, man. In the below freezing temperatures. Make it happen.
I think surely there's a period where we keep the slaves indoors and maybe one of us that's a bit more resistant to cold go out.
Actually, since I brought up the question, it's a worthwhile question to ask. Like, I presume Thomas has been, like, trying to handle this shit. How have you had these friends trying to maintain shifts? John is the only one who's a trained guardsman, and it is below freezing conditions outside.
Well, we can't really expect them to stay outside for a proper shift.
I kind of expect them just to now keep, like... They're in the main room.
Yeah, they are probably just in the main room.
Pretty much whatever we had outside has been moved inside.
Okay.
Yeah, they are probably in the main room, and then every half hour or every hour they are supposed to take like a 2-minute patrol outside and then go back into the warmth again.
All right. I presume along with like the Hiram's pony that you keep your guard dog Greyfang inside as well, then, Goger? Or do you have him outside? Your guard dog, Greyfang. What do you do with him? Do you have him like sit outside? Do you have him stay inside the main room along with the pony? Or, like, what do you want to like? What do you do with him?
He's usually inside, but I take him out for walks, I guess.
Okay, so
it's kind of cold, so
poop at the floor.
All right. At any rate, then you those are just valuable questions because they've never been addressed before.
Yeah. I was thinking about building a doghouse or something, but...
When we're like Siberian temperatures, we can't put the animals outside. They will die in the night from not moving. So... And they also eat so much more to stay warm. And here they can eat so little.
Okay. In that case then, as I was describing before... You approach sight of the building without incident. There it is, Hiram's Hall. It's 1-story squat structure, so fucking majestic. Leon steps in. Why don't you all just stand outside there for a minute, yeah?
What? No, sure.
No, you guys should totally be out there, because Leon decided to step into the building. I like it.
I mean, Leon would be rushing back inside. It's damn cold.
You are right. Yeah. It is most assuredly cold. Let me reveal some stuff for you, because this is worth seeing. Leon rushes in, and he is greeted with the sights of blood. All around him are, by the looks of things, all of the friends that have been gathered, and even the dog too, are lying in heaps of bloody, broken messes. They are unconscious, and perhaps if not properly tended to, soon, they will die. Further on, you will hear from this room a, come in, please, come in. There is someone sitting in Dwohurim's chair, boots propped up on the desk, the table. He's got, straddling along his lap, an expensive-looking black staff inlaid with silver and copper. And next to him, at either side of the table, are undead friends. Yes, Sheep's specialty. That's to remind myself that he qualifies as a target for the special ability of your axe.
Oh, I see.
He's that high level.
Fuck.
The man is clad in thick clothes, which are all black, and he is wearing a mask. He waves a gloved hand and says, "Ah, good. The keepers of this building have finally returned. I've been interested in speaking with you."
Can we step into the building?
Well, at this point, I imagine you would have all, rushed behind Leon at this point.
Yeah. Put down... Oh, yeah. Pony can stay outside for a little while. He probably doesn't like the smell of blood.
No, where you all are greeted with the ghastly scene, as described to Leon.
Does it look like they have been sort of cut down, or is it more like they were taken here and then executed?
They were all cut down. They're not dead, but they will die soon without medical attention.
Huh.
Their bodies slowly bleeding on the stone floor.
Tempus sort of He looks around at all the sort of the gore. Looks. I guess I'm imagining the doors are open down here.
There are no doors between these locations. The only doors are behind you, and then separating the master module. These are little rugs.
Right. Okay.
So you can see straight through to that asshole with his black boots on the desk, dripping like melted snow and ice all over it, with that staff I described in his lap. A masked individual clad in dark clothing, with
which is great because I don't have my armor on at the moment.
You didn't re-equip when you left?
Well, I didn't take it with me because it smells like his rotting flesh.
True.
Yes, I will have assumed that you folks did put your weapons and armor back on if you brought them with you, courtesy of, you're in fucking Dragon Hall. It's a safe assumption.
Yeah. I imagine I might have taken a change of clothes as my dapper uniform.
Might as well have taken another leather armor that we have laying around.
You can have another leather armor, it's just not your magical one, so you don't get its benefits. And you don't get
I'm just clarifying that I was not wearing the magical poison rotting
you did mention that you weren't.
Right.
Well,